Queen Elizabeth II has lent her portrait by Lucian Freud to an exhibition celebrating the British artist's works. To some, the portrait of the monarch with an apparent 6 o'clock shadow and smeared lipstick was unflattering. Perhaps that is why the Queen is happy to have it out of the house. Lucian Freud's painting is being lent by the Royal Collection to the National Gallery for a forthcoming exhibition offering new perspectives on one of Britain's greatest artists. The portrait, unveiled in 2001 following 6 years of negotiations between the artist and the monarch and a series of sittings in a St. James's Palace studio, has become one of the most debated court paintings in the history of the royal family. Freud's biographer, William Fever, thought it the best royal portrait since Goya, while Sir Charles Saumarez Smith, while director of the National Gallery, is putting on a show next year to mark the centenary of Freud's birth. The Queen's portrait will be one of over 60 works borrowed from museums and private collections from around the world. The painting received mixed reviews when it was completed, with one critic saying it made Her Majesty look like one of her corgis. The British sovereign, however, kept her thoughts on the portrait to herself and never said publicly whether she approved or disapproved. According to William Fever's biography of Freud, the Queen said to the artist when he delivered his painting to her in person, "Very nice of you to do this. I very much enjoyed watching you mix your colors." The exhibition will examine the way in which Freud changed his practice over time. The National Gallery said the aim was to present new perspectives on Freud's art, focusing on his tireless and ever-searching commitment to the medium of painting. The Queen attended a number of sittings for the portrait at St. James's Palace between May 2000 and December 2001. It wasn't commissioned, but done on Freud's request as a gift to the Queen. He asked Her Majesty to put on her diamond crown for the sittings, the one that she wears for the opening of the British Parliament and in her portrait on stamps and banknotes. The artist said this was because he had always liked the way her head looks on stamps, wearing a crown, and he wanted to make some reference to the extraordinary position she holds, of being the monarch. The portrait received a withering critique from Robin Simon, the editor of the British Art Journal. Writing in The Sun, he commented, "It makes her look like one of her corgis who has suffered a stroke. It is a huge error for Lucian Freud. He has gone a portrait too far." Freud painted many portraits of famous people throughout his career. The Queen is perhaps his most powerful and globally recognizable subject. He also compared the task of painting the Queen to undertaking a polar expedition. As an artist who was accustomed to painting his family and friends, he was acutely aware of the need to focus on the inner likeness behind such a recognizable face. Freud attempted to make his task more manageable by using a small canvas only 20 centimeters high, as that would require fewer sittings. He also decided to depict only the Queen's head and shoulders, rather than paint a full-length image. "You probably think I'm going incredibly slowly, but in fact I'm going at 90 miles an hour, and if I go any faster the car might overturn.